This is the Parade of Lights. This is Granbury's way of welcoming the Christmas season. This also welcomes Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus to Granbury, which also kicks off the Christmas season for our town. They turn all the lights on, all the Christmas tree lights. Everything gets turned on Black Friday, the Friday after Thanksgiving. So I hope you enjoy. I've had to narrate the video because of the soundtrack. I couldn't use the music, and I'm sorry for that because, it takes a lot away from the parade, but at least you get to see the parade. So here we go. You see everybody's all dressed up for Christmas. They have a lot of cars in the parade because they do have a car club in Hood County. Some of these cars are pretty neat that you'll see coming up. And there's people walking around pulling these carts selling guns that blow bubbles and all kind of things for the kids. And the kids are making good use of it because there was bubbles going everywhere. After the parade, I'll take you around and show you Santa's house. They set up the town gazebo as Santa's house, where he'll greet children to see what they want for Christmas, and also they are giving cookies to the children, I think. Can't have a parade without horses. And look at the little miniature one. It'd be nice if they didn't have so many restrictions on the music, especially for parades, because a parade definitely loses some of its appeal with no sound of the music from the floats. But isn't that a beautiful building in the background? That's one of the corners of the square, so that's a historical building. And there's a clown riding his little cart. The kids are loving the parade. All the lights and the glitter. This is the bridge float. Another one of the church's floats. And another one. Oh, I think that was the name of the one that just passed. How neat. Acton Baptist Church. Good times of great joy. I feel like the video doesn't do the lights justice that are on these vehicles. Look at this one all lit up. It's pretty. And that little boy to the right, he's been jumping around like that ever since the parade started. I know he's not going to get cold because he's jumping around enough to keep his blood moving. He's staying plenty warm. Cornerstone Christian Academy. And I'd love to own this old pickup. Here's the Grinch. And these pickups are done pretty neat. Got the deer horns and everything on them. Deer hunters. I don't know where they found those deer antlers to put on the front of those Jeeps from. World champions. Oh, here comes the car club. They got some neat cars. And I think all the owners are older, retired people. Some of them are older vehicles. Some of them are brand new ones. Minions. Look at that beautiful car. And a Volkswagen. Gotta have a Volkswagen. Look at that. Looks like a Chevelle Super Sport. Another Volkswagen. And look at this one. Isn't that pretty? I'd like to own one of these little scooters that you can pedal down the street. I didn't know they had such a thing. Grinch again. Look at this. Got to have some heavy equipment in there. Look at the bubbles. Those bubbles look almost like big pieces of snow flying through the air. They sure got the automobiles decked out and Jeeps. Looks like a Barbie Jeep there. Pretty in pink. Like I said, you gotta have horses and carriages. And here's the Granbury trolley. It takes you for rides around the town, especially to see the lights and everything else. And I'm not sure what this is, but it's some kind of a buggy. Oh, and here comes the sharp cars. All these little kids are really enjoying this. And I thought this buggy was really interesting. I guess this is one of those you do your mudslinging with. It's pretty high up off the ground. It's kind of neat. And that beautiful truck. That's Babe's restaurant, the chicken house. And how fitting they got 2 cages of chickens as their float. Or 2 chicken houses with the chickens in it. I'd love to have been up on that balcony across the street over there. That way I'd have got the best view in the world. Nobody could get in front of me. There's usually apartments above the restaurants and shops around the square, and some of them do have balcony decks out on them, and they come out and watch the parades from up there. Great way to do it. There's a fireman. And I tell you, when you're out there on the side of the street watching these fire trucks go by, some of those strobe lights on them will blind you. I couldn't see anything when those things were shining in my eyes going by. They haven't passed yet, but they will. Look at all the bubbles. Looks like snow, and it's just nothing but bubbles. I don't make it to every single one of the Christmas parades or the parades of lights, but I didn't make it last year, but I was determined I was going to make it this year and video it. Pretty tree. Here comes those lights. They'll blind you if you're sitting there on the side of the street. Especially those lights at the bottom of the truck. Oh my gosh. It's a neat car. And there's Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus. That marks bringing in the Christmas season. There's that clown. So we're going to go around to the other side of the square in just a minute, and we'll get to see Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus in the Santa Claus house, where he will greet children. And I'm sure the line's going to be pretty long. Just got to get my chair closed up and get it in its wrapper so I can carry it and carry the tripod around there. But just before the parade started, and I didn't get that on film, they announced that they were going to light the town square up. You know, they were going to turn the lights on for the trees and everything. And they've got a big, tall Christmas tree at each corner of the square. So when she flipped the switch, all of those lights came on. The trees, there's one of them. That's a beautiful tree. They've got one like that at each corner of the square. I mean, those are some big decorations up there. Everybody's going around to one of the trees to where they can take their picture in front of it. There's the stage where they were doing singing and stuff before the parade start, which I couldn't video. Of course, they were singing Christmas carols and stuff like that. There's the courthouse to the left. This is the town square. Santa's around on the back side of it. That's where we're going now. But you can see all the shops around the square have all their lights on. This marks our Christmas season. Officially marks the Christmas season for Hood County, Granbury. But there's the tree at the other corner to the left. People are getting in front of that one to take pictures. It's a pretty tall tree, and it's a beautiful tree. But they got one like that on each corner of the town square. That is the courthouse. But they have built a new, more modern courthouse that's just on the other side of the square. But they still do use the building here too. And there's the gazebo with the reindeer on top. That's Santa's house. Look at the line. It wraps around the courthouse all the way on the other side. So they're going to be in line for a little bit. They haven't opened it up to greet the kids yet. I think they're still getting things prepared inside to greet the children, and then when they get it all squared away, they'll open the doors. Isn't that pretty? Santa's house. You can definitely see that everybody's in the Christmas spirit. The children patiently waiting. We're going to go around here and see what's on the side that all these people are looking at. And maybe even take a peek in that window. See what's going on. Yeah, they're just getting things ready in there for the kids. Sleigh ride. There's the other tree at the other corner over there. Got a group of people at that one taking pictures. Let's go up here and see what these people are looking at on the side of the building up here. Oh, I see. It's got your elf name. You pick out the month that you're born, like May. Mine is Ivy Toes. Yeah, that's your last name. Pick out the month you were born. Mine is Ivy Toes. Let's see what my first name is. This is the first name over here. Linda. Reindeer Ivy Toes. That's my name. That is my Christmas name. Reindeer Ivy Toes. Pick out y'all's name. Pick out the letter that starts your name, and that's your first name. And then go over to the other side and pick out the month you were born, and that's your last name. So mine is Reindeer Ivy Toes. That's my elf name. What a neat thing to do. And I didn't get a close-up of that list there. I don't know what that is. I should have got a close-up of it, but I didn't. Oh, I think now they're getting ready to open. There's Miss Santa. She came out. So she's going to greet the children, and then they're going to go in to see Santa. And there's several elves that are working there too, you can see. And there's the first group of kids going in. And you can see Santa sitting on his throne back in the back over there. That's a good looking Mrs. Claus. Wonder what they're telling him that they want for Christmas. They're going to be doing this for quite a while because there's a lot of kids in that long, long line waiting to get in there. But they got the hours posted, and they'll be in that gazebo certain nights between certain hours from now till Christmas, I think, for kids to go in and tell Santa what they want for Christmas. And yes, the parents get to go in with the kids. Oh, she saw Santa. She's ready to go in there to see Santa Claus. I think this is a neat thing to do for all the little children. You know they love it. It's a big deal to get to go in there and talk to Santa Claus. Especially the first hand, tell him what you want for Christmas. But look how long the line is. It goes all the way around the courthouse. Look at this. It keeps going. Finally, we get to the end up here, it looks like. Maybe. You see how it wraps around the courthouse? It's a long line of kids to get in there. Finally, there's the end of the line. But there'll be people adding to the line as the night goes on. There's the Grinch again. Well, I think I'm going to make my way back to my car, if possible. I mean, they've unblocked the street, so now we've got just bumper-to-bumper traffic. It's going to take a while for all the traffic to clear out. Look at that beautiful tree. All the shops are decked out for Christmas. Look at the glitter, the red and the whites and the blacks, all of Christmas colors. Gotta look Christmassy. One's on the other side as well. This is Babe's Restaurant. The chicken house, as they call it. That's where it's geared for 2 people. I made the mistake of going in there one Sunday afternoon to get lunch, and I was charged for 2 people, and I questioned the waiter, and he said, well, we're geared to 2 people. Your order is for 2, so you have to pay for 2. It cost me over $20 to eat that day. And I did get to bring home my leftover chicken, but I couldn't bring home any of the vegetables or potatoes or anything else. But I told him, I said, well, you know, there are people that go out alone to eat, and they don't want to pay for 2 people. He said, well, bring someone with you. So I haven't been back. I can't see paying that much just for me to sit down and eat a piece of chicken. It's good, but not that good. I'm making my way back to my car. I'm about 5 blocks away, parked in a parking lot. Used to be the old administration building and parking lot in front of what used to be the middle school, elementary and middle school, which it's used for office space now because they built new schools. But look at that traffic. It's bumper to bumper for as far as you can see. And the parade ended up back there behind these buildings to where they can kind of dismantle some of the stuff, and so they can take the floats, the trailers, and that stuff back where they are supposed to go. But look at this. Bumper to bumper traffic. And I'm going about as fast as the traffic is. I mean, at times it's moving faster than me, but most of the time it's at a dead standstill or it's creeping along very slow. And I've made this walk many times before. I think every time they've had a parade that I wanted to get to the square or anything was going on the square, I'd have to park all the way down in that big parking lot and walk about 5 blocks to the square, which it's really not a big deal. I've done a lot of walking in my life, so walking that distance is not a big deal to me. It will get you kind of winded carrying a tripod and camera and then a lawn chair to sit in when you get down there. Chair gets a little heavy after a while. Christmas tree in that shop. Only part of the lights are lit up though. There's so many cars in a line that the cars themselves are giving you a parade right there, a parade of lights, and they're not even trying to. It's hard walking on this grass. I think I'm going to have to get back over on the pavement. Yeah, it's easier to walk over here on the pavement. They'll just have to watch out for me and go around me. I never actually counted the block lengths between the parking lot where my car is and the town square, but I know it's at least 4 or 5 blocks, maybe more. You think I would count them one day. I'm getting closer. Goodness. Did y'all count the block lengths? I haven't counted, so I don't know how many it is. I should have counted them. But there was people sitting in lawn chairs all along these sidewalks. I mean, packed with crowds of people watching this parade. This whole block, the whole length between the town square and where I'm going, where my car is parked, there was people lined up on each side of the street with lawn chairs sitting there watching the parade. I mean, tons of people. That's why I had to park so far away from the town square and then have to walk back up there. And there's the parking lot right across the street here where I'm parked. It used to be the old administrative building for the schools. And I don't know how long it's going to take me to get out of this traffic once I get in my car and get out on the street. I tell you, look at that. It's a parade of lights just having the cars bumper to bumper like this. Look at that. That parking lot has cleared out. There's hardly any cars left parked in here. And when I first parked, there was only maybe 1 or 2 parking spots still open. I was lucky to get the one I got. And I think when I get to the car, I'm just going to put my stuff in, get in, and I'm going to try to get into this traffic, see if I can make my way home. And y'all, please have a merry, merry Christmas holiday and a very safe Christmas day. The whole holiday season, I wish you the best. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. God is good. May you find many things under your tree this year. There's my car right there by itself. Well, look at that. I'm not anxious to get out in that traffic. I think I'm going to circle around the block, get away from the traffic, and then come back toward the light with the traffic. And I'll have a better chance of getting away from this traffic and go home than I would if I just fall in line right here. So, yeah, that's the plan. Merry Christmas, y'all.